Welcome to the realm of intoxicating flavors and head-banging beer reviews.
Welcome to another episode of the Rare Beer Club. I'm your host, the Ginger Yeti, and if you're new to the channel, the Rare Beer Club is a subscription club that I get gifted to me every year, and it's put out by the Beer of the Month Club, beerofthemonthclub.com. I receive a box of beer every month that contains 2 of these big bottles. It costs about $60. And then on my channel, I unbox the beers, select one to review on the time of unboxing. And I put the second one aside for a later video, as Shadow, my wonderful cat Shadow here, just wants to be involved in this video and destroy everything on the desk. So if you watched my unboxing the other day, I picked the Propolis from the Rare Beer Club, but the second beer that was in that box is this right here. This is the, get off the paperwork, buddy. This is the Prodigal from Perennial Artisan Ales. And on the Rare Beer Club, you get this awesome paperwork that tells you all about the beer. I'll read a little bit about this, I will read a little bit off this paperwork, but then I'll post a link down below in the description where you can see the full paperwork. And Mr. Shadow wants to be the star of the show today. Shadow Cat. Trying to do a beer video. So let's see if I can read some of this stuff to you while my cat here just stands in my way. So like I said, this is the 2024 version of Prodigal. It is an imperial milk stout made with chocolate and vanilla. This is the new 2024 batch is a reimagining of a beer brewed a few years ago under the same name, but Perennial has redesigned the recipe and the beer now includes cocoa nibs and vanilla. This beer is being made exclusively for the Rare Beer Club, which is awesome, with a 750 ml bottle. It's only distributed to the Rare Beer Club, and you can get it at Perennial's tasting room. So Perennial Artisan Ales opened its doors in September of 2011. Phil Waymore is Perennial's brewmaster and co-founder and brought his experience from working at Goose Island Beer Company and Half Acre Beer Company in Chicago. Phil got started at Goose Island as a brewer back in 2006, eventually ascending to the role of cellar manager, where he managed various fermentation processes and their renowned barrel aging program. In 2010, he moved back to Missouri to start Perennial. Now, what else do I need to read? A lot of editing again. Perennial uses local, seasonal, and organic fruit and other special ingredients as often as possible. While their barrel aging program includes a wide range of wine and spirit barrels, some of their more popular releases include Suburban Beverage, a stellar Go-style ale with key lime, Meyer lemon, and Valencia oranges. Wow, I'd love to try that. And Abraxas, their award-winning imperial stout that's packed with contributions from cocoa nibs, vanilla beans, cinnamon, and ancho chilies. I've had Abraxas. It's stellar. I'm sure most people out there watching beer videos are familiar with Abraxas. It is definitely like a sought-after beer. Perennial Artisan Ales Prodigal is packed with darkly roasted chocolate malts, has a celebratory 11.5% ABV, and is just loaded with vibrant chocolate and vanilla character throughout. Perennial's Prodigal Stout pours a deep, opaque black cap with thick, creamy, medium brown foam that lingers on. The aromatics here are deliciously rich and dominated by dark chocolate with hints of roasted coffee beans enveloped by the warmth of vanilla. The chocolate notes are intense and reminiscent of Dutch cocoa powder and dark chocolate truffles. The vanilla adds a slight dessert-like quality to the aroma, enhancing the overall complexity without getting lost in the mix. So when you take a drink of this, the first sip revealed layers of dark chocolate flavors with bittersweet cocoa up front, followed by deeply roasted maltiness. The vanilla is not overpowering, but provides a warm, slightly sweet undertone that balances the bitterness of the chocolate. As it warms, the vanilla becomes more pronounced and acts as a complement to the chocolate, adding depth and layering to the flavor profile. This sounds absolutely divine. This sounds amazing, sounds delicious. Like I said, this paperwork will be available. I'll link it down below somewhere in the description. Not sure I'm going to post it. Maybe I'll post it on my new Twitter account. But it'll be available down below so you can read the full paperwork to see what all the Rare Beer Club gives you. Specifications on here. It says it's an imperial milk stout with chocolate and vanilla. 11.5% alcohol. That's going to be a night ender. That's a banging beer. This is such a great beer to drink on this super sweltering hot evening in Cleveland. I'm sure you can see me glistening from the heat, sweating my balls off. Serving temperature is 50 to 57 degrees Fahrenheit. This has been in the fridge for a while, but as you can see how much it's sweating, it's probably already up to 50 degrees. Suggested glassware, tulip, snifter, or teku glass. I swear, every beer I get from the Rare Beer Club suggests the teku glass as one of the specific glassware, suggested glassware. It's always a teku glass, right? So now that the cat's gone, I can tell you a little bit something else about this beer. So like I said, this is the Prodigal 2024 from Perennial out of St. Louis, Missouri. Not a lot on the bottle, actually. Just kind of a generic label. I don't even know what that's supposed to be, what that picture is. It's kind of cool, even though I don't know what it is. And when I was looking it up on Untappd, this version gets 4.21 with only 27 check-ins and nothing on Beer Advocate. Now, the original Prodigal, which is readily available, been around for a long time, it's only 10.6% alcohol. This is 11.5. But the 10.6% alcohol version gets a 4.11 on Untappd with 3.36 thousand check-ins. And the original version gets a 94 outstanding on Beer Advocate with 261 check-ins. First thing I'm getting is kind of like raisin. A little bit of raisin. There's not even any head on this. I just stuck my nose directly in the liquid. Man, I have failed at life. I cannot keep my 6-inch schnoz out of the beer. The initial whiff was raisins, but now I'm getting some like subtle, really dark, like cacao chocolate. Yeah, just some like cacao chocolate now. And I'm not getting like the dark chocolate, yeah. Not getting the vanilla, not getting the coffee. Obviously, that's motor oil black. I mean, that's used motor oil black. It's got this thin tan line of head around the glass, but there was no real head to speak of. This is definitely going to be a night ender for me. Cheers, everybody. Oh, it's viscous. Oh, that's oily and viscous, that's for sure. Big, heavy body. Oily, viscous, sweet. Surprisingly, 11.5% alcohol. Zero alcohol in this. You would not know there's alcohol in this whatsoever. There was no burn, there's no booziness, nothing. I am getting chocolate, maybe almost some like powdered coca, if that makes sense. Like you get the dark chocolate, then you get this other flavor that's kind of like powdered coca, and I'm getting vanilla. This is delicious. This is a really nice dessert beer. This would be an excellent dessert beer. This is, yeah, worthy of the Rare Beer Club. If you get down to the Perennial, to their tasting room, whatever, definitely try this beer. This is huge horns up, real big horns up. This is a beer I would have liked to share with people, but I'm going to savor it all to myself. One thing I forgot to point out, Perennial does have this cool little crown here that looks like a ginkgo leaf to me. I don't know if it's supposed to be, but it looks like a ginkgo leaf. I'll make sure to put a picture of it up there. Yeah, very viscous, syrupy, nice sweetness to it. Nice, like dark chocolate. A little bit of that like weird powdered cocoa. Almost like if you remember Swiss Miss, like the instant hot chocolate mix, and just ate it raw. It's almost got some of that flavor to it. And not that that's a bad thing or not that it's off-putting or whatever. It's just some of those flavors are reminiscent of that. There's some nice vanilla in there. Again, I'm surprised at 11.5%. No indication of alcohol whatsoever. The only thing that would save you with this is how big and viscousy the body is. You couldn't chug this. As I'm almost chugging it. You could sit there and sip on this for a while and finish this bottle, and you could still drink another one because it's not too sweet. 2 of these bottles, maybe even just this bottle, you'd be feeling pretty good. Again, like I said, it's a big horns up. Really like this beer. Perennial knocked out of the park on this one. Rare Beer Club. Go check out the Rare Beer Club. I know it's a little pricey, but you do get some amazing beers out of the Rare Beer Club. And they do have other different clubs you can subscribe to for them. And it is some really cool stuff that I would never, ever see anywhere else. And as always, embrace the adventure.